Welcome back. You saw the big names in the Diamond League: Campbell Brown, David Rudisha, all of the top guys really coming to the party and doing well in this one. If you're a top athlete, this is where you need to be.
Yeah.
You make the box, that's the money, and of course you make the name for yourself.
True that. It's important to actually be a high-flying participant. Unfortunately, Nigeria doesn't have representatives at that tournament.
This one,
in
a couple of other Diamond League events, we've had blessing.
Given the Ebola situation.
Okay, we're going to be talking much more about Ebola as we move on the show. But Tonte, let me come to you. Before you guys came in, we're talking about Ebola that you just brought up now, and Africa's football governing body, that's CAF, says, look, there will be no shift in venues apart from one or two countries, that we have agreed. Every other tie will be played. The venues will not be changed. There's nothing like a neutral ground. Cameroon is the latest country to ask for a change. So I don't know. Do you think CAF is making the right decision? Is the health risk that high all over Africa, or there are some places you still can go ahead and play football?
Well, there are actually some places where you can still go to play football. I'm surprised why Cameroon would actually be requesting for a change in venue, because one, at the moment there's no news. Yes, they need to be precautious. At the same time, there's no news of an outbreak there. Okay. So another reason why a team would want to request for a change of venue, like we see, for example, Libya, where there's been extreme violence. That's
for Cameroon. It's just about Ebola. CAF says, apart from Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia, if you're playing against those three countries, okay, yes. Aside those three countries, go and play.
So there's no aside from those three countries, and for the common reason why they have to shift ground, there is no other. There's no reason aside from, like I pointed out, violence, why a team should be requesting for a neutral ground to play on. So they should go on with it. I believe CAF is right, and that's the right decision.
Do you think some of these countries are trying to play fast one on others? Because if a country is not going to play at home, it takes something out of the tie. If you're going to play on a neutral ground, for instance, you don't have to come against the home fans and all of that. Are some countries trying to? The other time, Lesotho said they weren't going to come here. I mean, they know they were going to receive a beating when they come here for the under-20 qualifier, but they said Ebola, and CAF insisted that, look, go and play where we asked you to play. There's no problem. So I'm thinking, is it a smart one by some of those countries trying to avoid playing some of those countries?
Sports generally involves psychology. And football in particular, we see a great level of psychological play, coming into fore when teams actually come and match up against each other. Now, definitely, we actually see that being played out in this instance, where countries would like to actually take advantage of that bit,
the situation
of the performance. It will actually play a fast one, definitely, on their opponents. So, if a country like Cameroon is insisting for change in venue, definitely they're not just
playing against DR Congo and some couple of cases here and there in DR Congo.
Isolated cases, yes, undoubtedly. However, definitely we know it's important for every country to be precautious, like Tonte rightly pointed out. However, it's also necessary for CAF, like they've rightly done,
put their foot on the ground.
That no, this is not the case. We've verified, we've checked out, and it's not the situation.
Let me also add to the fact that it's possible that some of these countries too are trying to escape or avoid spending money. So they want to looking out for a neutral ground. They want a neutral body to bear the cost of,
a lot of conspiracy theories flying around. But as far as CAF is concerned, if it's not Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, go and play. You don't play, you forfeit your points. All right, let's move on. Guys, let's talk about Wayne Rooney. Good news. He's always wanted to be the Manchester United captain. He was named captain. Now, he's the England captain. And the question I'm going to be putting across to you guys is that weight going to affect him in any way?
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no. Let's actually look at it from the angle of the league currently going on. Wayne Rooney's performance for Manchester United, he's been about the best player, so to speak, as in for Manchester United.
Even when things weren't going well for
Manchester United. So, and he's currently the captain for Manchester United. The weight isn't actually going to tell on him. So, at the national level, for the English national team, definitely, yeah, some added responsibilities. You know, but then again, he's come of age.
Okay.
He knows what it means to actually be that leader on the field of play.
Some would say a player who's temperamental, like Rooney, should not be given such responsibilities. But in your opinion, Tonte, do you think he has grown to that level where he will be matured, not lose his head when you need him most, and stop getting silly red cards?
Any player on the field of play can actually lose your head at any given point in time. From a rough tackle from a player, or even the referee, like we saw Debuchy almost losing his head against the referee in the match against Besiktas. But Rooney has matured. Okay. He's developed, he's grown, and that is the reason why I think that he deserves to be named captain. He's ready for it. He's ready for it. He's been prepared. He's been groomed
for this role.
Compared to a player like Gary Cahill, I think Gary Cahill should probably deputize to Wayne Rooney. If you give him the captainship, I feel it's going to be a lot of burden for him. I don't think he's ready
at this
for
stage.
At this stage, yeah.
Of his career. All right. Since we talk about Wayne Rooney, let's look at the English Premier League fixtures for this weekend. Matches to be played this weekend. Interesting ones. Let me quickly run through this for you. Burnley will take on Manchester United. Manchester City will take on Stoke City. There's something in that for us. Victor Moses and Osaze Odenwinge will be in that one. Newcastle will take on Crystal Palace. Queen's Park Rangers will take on Sunderland. Swansea will take on West Brom. West Ham will take on Southampton. These are some of the fixtures for this weekend in the English Premier League. And, Everton take on Chelsea. We're likely going to see Samuel Eto'o against Romelu Lukaku as well against his old club. Aston Villa against Hull City. Tottenham against Liverpool. So it's always a big one.
A big one, yeah.
Any day. And Leicester taking on. The news about Leicester is that they've signed the Argentine Cambiaso. I thought he was hanging his boots.
Which was obviously not at this time. He's not ready. Okay. Which is a good one for Leicester City.
Leicester to be able to attract a player of that quality, despite of the fact that he's over 34 as we speak. All right, guys, let's look at some selected fixtures in Europe. And I'm going to allow you guys to talk about this as we wind down the clock. In the Dutch League, Totti, let me allow you have a crack at this one. Dutch League, PSV Eindhoven against Vitesse Arnhem. Groningen used to have Paris Academy at some point, take on league leaders Ajax. Quick one on this.
PSV Eindhoven, Vitesse Arnhem would do. I see them as going to be a tough game, but definitely because Vitesse, we may want to write them off, given the fact that PSV is always always coming up top. But I think I'm going to give the game to PSV. Ajax, for me, will remain on top at the end of this thing, of the game. Monaco, Lille, very tough one, a big one at that too, especially Enyama in goal. But will he be able to stop Pocha, Falcao, and other guys from?
All right.
From
he did last season, but
he did last season. But so far this season, he's not been.
The money bags, PSG.
PSG. So in a sense, Ibrahimovic is not returning from injury. We don't know if he's going to play, but Cavani is there, and you have Mota, you have Luis Moura and many other guys. So PSG.
All right, let me go to tell about in the German Bundesliga, Schalke against Bayern Munich. You're always talking about the two brothers in this one, and of course Augsburg against Dortmund.
For Schalke Bayern Munich, we actually are going to see a very delightful encounter. From the end of Schalke, they would be looking to avoid what happened last season when they were beaten mercilessly at home by Bayern Munich. But then again, we just have to tilt it towards the angle of Bayern Munich being league leaders, being league champions, and again being the powerhouse of German league football. Augsburg, Dortmund will be looking to redeem themselves after a disastrous outing over last weekend against Liverpool.
Let's look at this one. Italian Serie A starts this weekend. Chievo will take on Roma, will take on Fiorentina. Something taken away from the top two. Juventus lost their coach to the national team. Roma lost Benatia to Bayern Munich recently. And of course, in Spain, Villarreal will take on Barcelona. Real Sociedad will take on Real Madrid. Our time is fast spent, but in a minute, guys, let's quickly talk about this one. Michel Platini says, I'm going to stay with UEFA. I'm not going to contest against Sepp Blatter. I'm just going to stick with UEFA. And he's also calling for FIFA to grant UEFA more slots at the World Cup. So let me start with Tonte as we wrap things up on the show this morning. Do you think the calls, is it a shrewd move by Platini, and the calls for more slots, is it justifiable?
Oh, Platini definitely would want to go. Sepp Blatter is classified as his mentor. He would obviously has
not want to go against him since Blatter is running again.
Yeah, even though he doesn't agree with certain policies or some stance from
rather
from
wait
Blatter,
for his time.
rather wait for his time. Probably maybe give support to Blatter's opponent if at all he has a strong one. But at the end of the day, staying with
What about the calls for more slots?
Calls for more slots. If he's calling for more slots, obviously he's a game of politics, but that means Africans who have also been asking for more slots too will also increase their voice too.
Put the pressure.
Exactly.
All right, Telema, let me ask you this one. Cristiano Ronaldo named best UEFA best player in Europe yesterday evening, and I don't know if that was the best choice.
Deserved, and I'm actually looking forward to him being named the Ballon d'Or winner as well, because his performance in the last 1 year cannot be written off. 17 goals in UEFA Champions League, that is no mean feat.
And it's coming at a time where a certain Lionel Messi is not playing well. And you're looking like it's 4-2 now. If he goes on this way, he might just win the FIFA Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
And reduces the gap.
Definitely, as in Ronaldo actually is up for Ballon d'Or, as the case is. He is up for Ballon d'Or. Like I said, last 1 year's performance definitely should be captured within the
And he said here that he wasn't surprised. He expected to win.
Arrogance.
Is that arrogance or confidence? I don't know.
I think it's confidence, which can be taken out. We can be taken as arrogance.
I mean, if you score this kind of goals, I mean,
he has that self-belief. So and when you come out with that self-belief that is strong, people will take you as being arrogant.
Okay. All right. As we wrap things up this morning, any last words on the English Premier League? Any game you think we should be looking forward to?
Manchester United should win.
Okay.
That
at least for their fans.
They have to win.
Don't they?
Oh, but Everton, Chelsea. I want to see that if there will be any love lost between Romelu Lukaku, Samuel Eto'o, and going against Jose Mourinho.
And probably if they would shake hands at the end.
You know, last season, the first fixture, like we're going to see it now. At least the last season, it was 1-0 in favor of Everton.
All right. Okay, that's how we wrap things up on the show this morning. Join us again next week for another edition of Sports This Morning. From us here, it's bye for now.